Welcome back guys to another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at 5 more rare and unique weapons that you can find within Fallout 4. This is almost becoming a mini series on the channel. A lot of you guys did seem to really enjoy the last 2 episodes that I did, and for those of you who don't know or are looking for 15 different rare weapons to the one you guys are going to be seeing in this video, you can check the links down in the description down below. I did actually do a top 10 powerful rare and unique weapons guide, and I also did another 5 unique weapon guide similar to the one you guys are about to see now. So as always guys, if you do want to see more videos like this in the future, be sure to let me know by leaving a like on the video. Your support of course is always greatly appreciated on the channel. And with all that being said, let's get straight into this. So the first weapon we're going to be taking a look at today is known as the Last Minute, a unique version of the Gauss rifle that you will need around 6,000 caps to actually obtain. Now before you can even get this weapon, there's going to be a series of quests that you will need to complete for the Minutemen to be able to even purchase this, and this quest line pretty much starts at the beginning of the game, with the first quest being Freedom Calls. This is one that you will end up doing pretty much at the very start of the game, the one in which you will help out Preston Garvey over at Concord, and when you do that, Preston will then go over to Sanctuary. Now when you've done that quest and Preston is then over at Sanctuary, he'll then give you ironically a quest known as Sanctuary, which will pretty much just give you a few tasks to do around the settlement. Pretty simple things. I'm pretty sure most of you guys have already done this, and following on from that quest, once you've done that and reported back to him, he will then give you a series of mini quests, which in quotes they're mini quests because they are fairly small, but these are Minutemen quests which will essentially get you to go around and help out other settlements. And when you complete a few of these, you'll then be given one of the main quests in getting this weapon, known as Taking Independence. Now this quest will have you go over to the castle and essentially reclaim the castle back from the Mirelurks and the huge Mirelurk Queen that has taken over there. So you'll have to go ahead and complete that of course and kill all the Mirelurks. And when you've done that and you've completed that quest and reported back to Preston again, this time he will give you some more of those mini settlement quests, and once again you'll just have to go around, complete a few of those, and once you've completed enough of those mini kind of settlement quests, you'll then want to head back to the castle. Now somewhere waiting around the castle should be a woman known as Ronnie Shaw. Upon speaking to Ronnie Shaw, she will then give you the main quest in getting this weapon or purchasing this weapon, known as Old Guns. This quest is fairly simple. It will take you down into the castle's armory, and how you'd actually get there is you'd need to go into workshop mode and scrap the rubble in front of the tunnel, and once you're in the armory, you'll then be picking up the artillery schematics, and then from there you'll pretty much be building the artillery, testing it, and that will be the quest line finished for you. After completing that final quest, you will then have access to Ronnie Shaw as kind of like a merchant that you can purchase from, and she will have the Last Minute Gauss rifle ready for you guys to go ahead and purchase. And once again, it's going to cost anywhere between like 5,500 caps to 6,000 caps, depending on your your character build and stuff like that. But in general, this is a really awesome Gauss rifle, and if you have the caps, definitely one I suggest you guys pick up. Anyway, coming in for the next weapon, this one is known as Lorenzos Artifact, and this is a unique version of the Gamma Gun that kind of has a telekinesis Fusho Da, and I'm saying Fusho Da because it kind of reminds me of that, but it has that type of effect to it where essentially you will shoot it and it will knock enemies kind of slightly backwards. It will knock items that you've shot it towards, they'll just go flying everywhere, and it's a very weird and unique effect to have on a weapon, but it's definitely awesome nonetheless. So how you get Lorenzos Artifact is through a series of quests until you get to the main quest line, in which you'll be killing Lorenzo himself and then waiting to get this weapon. But to start this questline off, you're going to be going to a Gaul in the Bunker Hill Market, and he's going to be known as Edward Deegan. Upon speaking to Edward, he will then give you a series of quests that you will need to complete before actually getting onto the main quest for the weapon, and the first quest he will give you is known as Special Delivery. Upon completing this and reporting back to Edward, he will then give you the second quest known as Imogene Takes a Lover, which is a fairly simple one to do. You just have to find Imogene and help her get back to the Cabot House. And when you complete this one, you'll then be given the main quest from Jack at the Cabot House, which is known as The Secret of the Cabot House. And this quest is the main quest to get this weapon. So for the quest itself, it's fairly simple. You'll be making your way to the Parsons State Insane Asylum with Jack, who you'll meet outside, and then he'll pretty much go inside, and you'll have to follow him all the way into his office, and then eventually into the basement. And in the basement is exactly where you will find Lorenzo. He's going to be locked up inside of a kind of cell, I guess you could say. And at this point in the quest line, you'll be given two options. Option A is to kill Lorenzo, and option B is to set Lorenzo free. In this situation, you're going to want to choose option A and kill Lorenzo on the spot. When you do this and report back to Jack, you have now completed the quest line, and Jack will tell you that you have to wait around a week and you'll have a weapon ready for you. So as you've guessed by now, you'll just have to simply go to any chair or bed and just simply wait, 7 days in a row. And when you do that, you'll then be given the miss quest to go back to him, as you can see there in my miscellaneous quests, and get the weapon. So when you go back to him at this point, he will then give you Lorenzo's artifact, and that is essentially how you get this weapon. Now for the next weapon in the compilation, this one is a very easy one to obtain. I haven't covered this one yet on the channel, which is why I'm putting it into this compilation today. But this is a unique melee weapon known as the Big Jim, which is essentially a unique version of the wrench. Now how you obtain this is by coming to this location on the map, and you'll come across an area known as Walden Pond. In this area, you'll find a drainage pipe that you will want to enter, and upon entering this, you'll simply have to take out a few raiders, and at the very end of this, you'll find a table, and on that table is exactly where you'll find the Big Jim wrench. Now for the next weapon, this one's kind of different, and it's known as the hallucinogen gas grenade. Now as far as I know, you can only really get these from the main hallucinogen building, and I believe you can also retrieve one for Fred Allen, which is a miscellaneous quest, but the main way to get these is by going to the main hallucinogen building. It's going to be located right here on the map. And what these gas grenades actually do is they frenzy enemies. So if you throw these into a big group of enemies, they'll start fighting against each other and killing their own, essentially. And it's just a really fun grenade to use, and it really does come in helpful as well if there is a ton of enemies in one main area. So once again, you want to make your way into the main hallucinogen building, and you're essentially going to be going down into the basement where a lab is going to be full of these hallucinogen canisters. There's going to be 8 in total that you can pick up. As you can see, I'm picking them up now. Once again, these are known as the hallucinogen gas canisters. And when you pick these up and then go to any nearby chemistry station, you will then be given the option to craft these. And of course, the hallucinogen gas canister itself, paired up with adhesive, aluminum, and springs, you can actually make this gas grenade, and you can then go ahead and use these. And once again, these are just like cool different types of grenades that you can use to have some fun with. Maybe if you want to throw them down in the middle of just a random city and watch it go berserk, it's a pretty cool thing you can do. Or just generally use them in very good situations where there's a bunch of enemies next to each other and you can frenzy them. Either way, that is the hallucinogen gas grenade. And now moving on to the next weapon. So the next weapon in the compilation is known as General Chao's Revenge, and it's pretty much a unique version of the Chinese officer sword that does an additional 50% damage to robotic enemies. Now to get this specific weapon, you want to head down to the Drumlin Diner. It's going to be located right here on the map. And when you first arrive here, now I don't have footage of this because I already did this like way back when I was doing one of my Fallout streams, but when you first arrive here, you're going to find Trudy on the left and you're going to find some raiders on the right, and they're essentially going to be in a conflict and you need to help Trudy out. That's essentially how you can get Trudy as a shopkeeper, basically, who can sell you the weapon. So of course you will want to help her out. Just take out the raiders there. It will take you literally like 2 seconds to do that, and once you've done that, you can then go ahead and barter with Trudy, and she'll be selling the General Chao's Revenge for around 1,000 to 2,000 caps. And for the final weapon of the video, this one is going to be the honorable mention. Although I have actually mentioned this before in a video and actually showed you guys how to get this, I really want to emphasize that this weapon is overpowered. If you really want to get this weapon, it's known as the Overseer's Guardian. It's over at Vault 81, and if you head up the elevator and take a right, then speak to Alexis Combs, she'll be selling this weapon for 3,800 to 4,000 caps. And once again, this thing is an absolute beast. If you go ahead and modify this and take off the full auto and put a more powerful receiver on the weapon, and maybe even change the scope depending on which scope that you like, I ended up putting a normal reflex on on this, this really is a powerhouse. On harder difficulties, this thing just shreds enemies, and the great thing about this is it shoots an additional projectile for the price of 1 bullet, and that's essentially what makes this weapon such a good weapon to go ahead and get. So once again, although I've already showed you guys that, I just want to emphasize how powerful this weapon is because I didn't really talk too much about it in my previous video, and that was the honorable mention of this video. And that pretty much wraps it up for this video today. To end the video, I do want to mention that I am doing a Fallout 4 Season Pass giveaway. This will be on the platform of the winner's choice. If you do want to enter that giveaway, there will be a link down in the description down below. Simply click that and it will show you how you can enter and potentially win yourself a Fallout 4 Season Pass. But anyway guys, once again, hope you did enjoy. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you guys are new around, and I'll catch you guys next time with a brand new video. Peace out.